Okay, so here we are coming at you today. I'm Lafferty. Welcome to my channel if you're just now finding it, and welcome back if you've been a subscriber. A small tip, and if you've been part of my subscription guys, into my channel, you know that I've put this video tip out there a couple times, but it's a different kind of thing. And all I want to do is give you a brake pedal tip, is what I'm calling it. I'm trying to glance at my notes and look at the camera. But for a couple reasons, because it came up at a school yesterday. Today's Sunday, we did some trail riding and stuff, but yesterday it came up at a school, and I was helping a guy, a local dude, with some braking issues where he was braking too hard and just trying to find that control. In my schools, I'm big about holding your foot tight to the tight to the case, to the side case, and trying to control that brake pedal. In a sense, what you're trying to do is teach yourself where that point is in your brake pedal before lockup, because you don't want to lock it up. And then this is all done without pulling in the clutch. If you pull in the clutch and you hit the brake, you're sliding and you're losing time, and it adds up a lot if there's a lot of turns and different stuff where you're on and off the brake. Okay, so keeping your foot tight to the bike is like a gauge. You're trying to find that point just before lockup. Brake pedal height is a definite big issue as well. And I will, but follow me through here. My brake pedal is adjusted slightly higher than most people like. And that being said, my brake pedal height is higher than the foot peg, and it engages just about level with the foot peg. Sometimes a little bit lower, depending on the race. Because I am more of a stander, where a sitter, more of a guy that sits more of the time, might like it lower because he's sitting. And a lot of times, keeping your foot up off of it, like he might cover the brake pedal, he's going to want it to be a little bit lower. And I said my brake pedal height might differ some races. Hare scramble, I'm probably more standing because it's more beat up. So I might ride my brake pedal, like I said, like a moto standard, where it's slightly higher than the foot peg, engages about level. Enduro, where I'm more sitting, if it's definitely more a tighter enduro or more technical. Turning tight, I might be sitting more, so I'm going to have it just a little bit lower. The key, and just like I said, and I'm going back and forth here, the key is learning that point just before lockup. Okay? If I'm telling a student, hey man, you got to stop pulling the clutch in, and you're going to get better, your entrance to a corner is going to be better because you're learning to control that brake pedal, and you got to stop pulling in the clutch. Right away, he's going to have issues because he's used to just not being conscious of how much weight he puts on the brake pedal, but just mashing it. So then he does it without the clutch, and the thing stalls on him. So again, keep your foot tight to the bike and learn to control that brake pedal. And think of the rear brake pedal as a helper. Now that being said, like I said, you're trying to find that point just before lockup. If you use your front brake, then you should know that you've found that point just before lockup, because do you want to lock up your front brake? It's not going to be pretty if you do. So that's one thing being said. Now, aside from all that, and what started this whole tip was one of the modifications I make to my bike, and I've become a firm believer in it and how it helps me. And it'll also help other guys that have issues with, per se, if you're a brake hound, which I used to be, definitely used to be a brake hound. I don't think I go fast enough to be a brake hound nowadays, being an older gentleman, but doubling up your brake spring, okay? Doubling up your brake spring, I run the standard stock, and I'm going to show you a whole video, capture this a little bit later, but I run the standard stock, and then I make another hole alongside of it. I drill another hole and run a more stout, more rigid spring from like Lowe's or Home Depot. I don't put another stocker there because I don't think they have enough rigidity. Rigidity, is that a word? But anyway, they're stiff enough, okay? With a whole other bracket, and I'm going to show you the bracket in a second as well. But that being said, that, in my opinion, helps me have better brake control because it has more feel to the brake pedal. Where a standard brake spring, dude, it doesn't have as much rigidity. There I go with that word again. But it doesn't have as much tension in the spring, okay? So you can't feel the brake pedal like you would with this mod, in my opinion. Now, I'm not a basher of any product, dude. I'm not, I don't bash any products, but I will tell you this. A lot of you are probably sitting here watching this video saying, well, dude, KTM Hard Parts, which is a great deal, they have good products, They have that little return spring that sits on your hind joint. That thing, I mean, there's no stiffness to it. So I don't really believe that. It doesn't give your brake pedal any more feel. And their claim is that it's going to help you if you're a brake dragger, having more feel in your brake pedal and have less problems with overheating brakes. That being said, that was the next point I was trying to make. If you're an enduro guy, most enduro guys, in my opinion, and me being from this neighborhood some years ago, the time that I took the time to go to a hardware store and buy a stiffer spring and mount it up, I had less issues with overheating my brakes because it had more feel. A lot of times with a standard brake spring, you don't realize when your foot is on the brake, especially if you run like Alpine Stars or something like that. I'm pointing because my CD boots are sitting around the ground right behind the tripod. CDs have a hinge in the ankle, so they have a little bit more feel in my opinion. Where some boots, hence Alpine Star, not downing them, but they are a little more rigid. You can't feel the brake pedal as much. And a lot of times you don't even know when you're on it. This mod will help you have more feel in your brake pedal, to have better brake control, but it'll also help the guy who's overheating his brakes. So it's two things here I think is going to be beneficial for any guy, especially even little guys on little bikes. I've just helped a buddy of mine last year, his boy jumped up to a big bike now, but we were talking about that because he was having constant issues where he was just overheating the brakes, and his issue was he was just riding like it was a foot peg, and that does happen. So I know I rambled on, but this is kind of the video tip I wanted to give you, and I hope you like it. I'm wearing a super clean hat, shirt, if you haven't noticed, kind of leaps out at you. I had a subscriber email me and contact me and says, dude, I like your videos, I want you to do a review, I'm going to send you some product with Super Clean, I'm a representative then. So here I am. I'm just about to use this product on my dirt bike because you can see it's very dirty from riding today and during last week, and I did at school yesterday. Yes, I've been neglecting washing my bike. Sorry, bike. But I just apologize to my bike on camera. But so I'm going to try and wash this thing definitely and use this, see if it's any different. All the reading, all the videos I saw, it's pretty. It's not that expensive. Where most stuff, bike cleaners and stuff, are very expensive. This stuff's pretty costly. Not costly. It's pretty good as far as price and stuff. So something to check out. So there's a link down the bottom if you check into it. Just try it. See what's up. You can buy it on Amazon. So buy anything on Amazon, can't you? But thank you to the guy that sent me this stuff to try, and I'm looking forward to trying it. And I'm going to have a better review video of this stuff and what I think of it. So thank you, and check out what I have to show you as far as my brake spring coming at you very soon. All right, so here we are. Okay, dirty motorcycle, as I mentioned, double brake spring. Here, standard spring in the back, standard hole, and the standard hole in the back off the clutch cover. Now, this little washer, I mean, you can make anything. I've used Masterlink faceplates to a Masterlink before, drilled a hole out a little bit bigger for the 8mm and used that as a bracket. But this was like a standard bracket you can buy for a KTM bolt kit, like through Tucker Rocky or anybody like that, Parts Unlimited. It works kind of good. You had to modify it so it'll fit up against the case, but it makes it a really good bracket, and then a longer spring. I'm sorry, more rigid spring, and drill another hole. Super, super rigid, more feel to the brake pedal. Try it. I think you'll be surprised. It's only a couple dollars for this spring and a couple dollars for this washer. It's not a big modification, costly. You owe it to yourself to try it. So there you are. Thanks.